Alrighty guys, it is Qaaman here today. And thanks to a lot of news that a lot of you guys have been giving me on Facebook, Twitter, through YouTube private messages, in addition to two people, Zom3000 and Jax Blade, I have been able to accumulate all the information I need on this new Super Saiyan transformation that has been released for the new upcoming movie Dragon Ball Z Fukkatsu no F, where we see a brand new Super Saiyan transformation as it has finally been officially released. But I am not alone, as I am joined with...
Hey, Qaaman, it's Jax Blade here. Hi guys, nice to have me. Thanks for having me, man.
Alrighty, and we will be talking about our thoughts on this whole transformation, how we think it will affect the series, and ultimately our just thoughts on how this will affect Dragon Ball Z as a whole. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. So Jax, what do you first think about this whole Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan transformation, which we'll talk about the lane?
Well, from basically what I'm hearing, it's like a full-powered Super Saiyan. So basically, it's the full effects of Super Saiyan God to its max potential. Like, he is saying the same thing. You don't have to be... it doesn't put so much strain on the body. You've gotten so accustomed to this power, and now you can just use it to its fullest and power up into this state. You don't even have to really power up because you're just so strong. Because like in the real world, athletes who train in aerobics for extensive periods of time experience heightened states of rest and heart rate and respiratory and stuff like that that is lower than a normal person. So the Super Saiyan form is basically like a same like fundamental concept. Okay, by remaining transformed all that time, you desensitize yourself to the strain it's putting on your body. So I believe this is just like the max ultimate version of Super Saiyan God. So you can be the ultimate one.
Yeah, so it works similar to what Goku and Gohan did in the Cell Saga. But what I find interesting here is that it actually mentions that they don't require like the other 6 Saiyans to like support him and like put their energy into to transform, which I think is really beneficial because he can then just basically turn it on like a switch, and this does cause a lot of contradictions with GT later on, but I'm sure you know that.
Oh yes, it does. Okay, especially if you like you're following the Xenoverse game. Okay, I don't know how they're gonna do that. So to me, I think it's just okay. First of all, I'll say what I think positive. I like the fact that it looks like the base Super Saiyan form, because let's be honest, the OG Super Saiyan form, when we first saw that, it was badass. So I keep that. I love the fact that they're keeping that. I like the fact that he has muscles, okay? Because to be honest, I absolutely hate Super Saiyan God because it's just base form with skinny arms and just looks like a less badass version of Kaioken in my opinion. So that's another cool thing. But now, looking at it, I mean, the dude... I know Toriko's based off Goku, but he looks like Toriko. I mean, should we call Bulma? Is that why no one messes with Bulma? Because, like, she's a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan? Because, oh my god, we just blue hair. Just, dabba-dee, dabba-da. I'm not feeling it too much. It'll probably grow on me. Okay, like, when I saw Super Saiyan God in Battle of Gods, especially in the theater, I mean, it wasn't so bad, but right now I'm just very underwhelmed, to be honest. But what about yourself?
Well, Blackenfist and I are going to do a video separately talking about, you know, the saturation of Super Saiyan forms. But honestly, as a transformation, I honestly don't mind it. I do think it's kind of funny because this all started off as rumors because we saw how they had, like, the toys for the Super Saiyan transformation. And a lot of people started speculating it from that very point. You realize that, like, when they had, like, the whole Goku and Vegeta toys, like, everybody was like, oh, this has to be a transformation. And then when they had the Super Budo 10 game preview and they didn't show Goku transforming as if it was supposed to hide something. So I didn't expect this at first because I really thought that this was all just speculation, like a blue-haired Super Saiyan was something I didn't expect. And also, you remember the fake rumors that were going around about how they were using a scene from Yo Son Goku and his friends return, and I'm going to show you guys here so you guys can see that was completely fake, but there was a glare point of the actual clip where we saw like Goku with blue hair. So at first I thought like this is fake, this is just a fake rumor, and now it's official. There's not much I can say about it being illegitimate because now it's real. Now, in terms of the whole series, Jax, I think that this is going to have a major impact on Dragon Ball Z as a whole. And the reason why I say this is because we understand that in Dragon Ball Z, they wouldn't give us some type of a transformation of this magnitude.
Oh, this caliber, man.
For it to only be used one time. I'm sorry, because obviously, you know, from the plot rumors that are going around, I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who don't know, but obviously, you know, this form is going to be used. They even said it on the website. It's going to be used to fight Frieza, aka defeat him, because the Z4 Warriors always win. So we all understand that in Dragon Ball Z, it's the type of show that once you get to a new transformation, they have to make future villains stronger to combat your forms. And I think that this is a very, very good sign that we're going to get more out of the Dragon Ball Z series. Now, there hasn't been that much released about it. There are some hints about a potential sequel, and it's not official yet, so I'm not going to report on it, but Zom was telling me that there's some hints that there's going to be a sequel to this. And I think it makes sense because we also brought up the whole theory on, you know, there being multiple universes in the Dragon Ball Z universe, and whether or not that has to do with, you know, Whis' ability to dive into different dimensions is, you know, up to that. But I do think that because Toriyama has already opened up the floor for all these new dimensions, we could potentially see a new series. It does seem like Toriyama is getting a lot more active in Dragon Ball Z again, and I think that's a great sign for the series. But ultimately, Jax, I think the biggest clue or hint or feeling that we might get something out of this is because of the fact that we know in Dragon Ball Z, once the hero learns a new level of Super Saiyan, they have to, and he can dominate the current villain, they have to find a new villain to make him a challenge.
You are so correct with that, Qaaman. I cannot stress that enough, Qaaman, man. Okay, because I feel this whole thing, okay, like Toriyama, I think like Toriyama, he did this thing where he like threw people off, where people, it was understandable why Goku wouldn't have this transformation, because he said in a press junket for Weekly Jump, he was saying, I don't think that Goku will use Super Saiyan 2 or 3 anymore, because he found that working his base form in Super Saiyan were just fine enough, so I don't think there'll be any more forms. But this came out of nowhere, so I'm saying like probably this form of Super Saiyan, I feel definitely what you're saying with the powers going up, like new villains coming out, facing probably like a series. Like, wait, hold on. There was this rumor. I am blanking. It is on my tip of my tongue right now. But there was like this rumor of this series he was starting, like fresh, and it was just going to be in that 10-year gap for the Oob German. I think he's modifying something. I think he was saying he was modifying what happened at the ending, because most people know, like, the ending from Dragon Ball Z, it's not universally well received, as people know. So I was reading something on it, so it might be rumor. Don't take that to heart or anything like that. But yeah, I definitely would look forward to in this series, because the one thing I will say that's bugging me is, like, I did read this one quote straight from him where he said, I wrote that show a while ago, and there are some parts I've actually forgotten about, and that was just one thing. I'm like, okay, you're coming back and saying that, and what do you think so far? Like, what do you think of the name of it?
Oh, we were talking about this off the air. Honestly, in my opinion, Jax, I think that the name Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is a terrible name, and
Saiyanception, bwong.
And you guys can in the comment section below, you guys can, you know, follow my league or disagree with me, and I completely respect your opinion, guys. But I personally will always call this form pure Super Saiyan God. I refuse to call it Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. It's just, in my opinion, I just think it's a very redundant and stupid name. Now, it could be changed when we get the English version. They could call it something else, which I'm hoping, or Mega Saiyan sounds a little too clunky. I just think pure Super Saiyan God is a legit, clean, and a solid way to call this new form. And if you guys want to go around saying pure Super Saiyan God, that's fine, but Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is just stupid. What do you think, Jax?
It's ridiculous when you think about it. I mean, and the hair is blue. So one of my people was saying in the video I made of this, like just briefly, they were saying how, well, Super Saiyan God's hair was red, and then this is blue, and blue fire is hotter than red fire, so next hair is going to be white. All right, just watch it. It's going to be like white hair or something like that, so watch out for that. That name, I made so many jokes about that name, I can't even stress it.
Well, honestly, I mean, when it pertains to like the actual hair itself, blue is actually my favorite color, so I really don't mind the hair. I do think that the new transformations were a little bit cheap, though. And I said the same thing about the new Frieza transformation, because if you really look at this new Super Saiyan transformation, and you look at Frieza's transformation, there really is not that much of a difference. I mean, Goku basically just looks like a skinny Super Saiyan with blue hair. And there's really no physical difference. I mean, he got a little bit thinner, and that's it. If you look at Frieza, he just got gold. Like, they didn't go above and beyond to show us a completely new, fresh-looking transformation that we never could see before. And that's kind of a bummer, especially for Frieza's physiology. But at the end of the day, Jax, I mean, I think that this is such a good sign for Dragon Ball Z because, as I mentioned before, because they're going to have to create new villains to combat Goku and Vegeta, and possibly Goten and Trunks can do it because they didn't use them, which is kind of, it seems like they're not going to use them in the movie, which kind of pisses me off.
Same with Boo, pisses me off as well, man.
They could have done so much with them in the plot, and if they're not going to use them, they might use them for a future movie or at least at some aspect of the series. So honestly, I think, guys, that we got to be really, really optimistic. I think that this is going to really change Dragon Ball Z as a whole. I think this movie is going to have an even bigger impact than Battle of Gods. And despite, you know, my little nitpicks here or there, I think this movie is going to be great, especially from the plot leaks that have been revealed. And you know what, guys? At the end of the day, as Dragon Ball fans, we just got to be patient. Watch the movie if you can. Watch it in theaters or do whatever you can. Even if you can't watch it in theaters, do something to support, because, you know, buying merchandise or anything, because it looks like, you know, the series is really coming back, and that's going to do a lot for my channel, for everybody as a whole, to get all these new topics. So thank you guys for watching, and please check out Jax Blade in the comment section below. Jax, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Oh no, just thank you for having me. I really hope this new movie is good. I mean, I feel even though they're not using characters, that it's still going to be an awesome action-packed movie, seeing everyone come back, Roshi getting in on the action, all these characters that we saw in Dragon Ball who were prominent now finally getting their time to shine, so I just can't wait to see the movie, and thank you for having me, man.
Alrighty, so that does it for today, guys. So most importantly over everything else, please remember, and please remember, to rate, comment, and subscribe, and remember, as I always say, to have a what, Jax?
A great day.
Guys.